I was there when everything shifted. That night, everything felt normal. The light from my office cast a soft warmth across the room, almost too calm. The screens flickered gently. The news feed scrolled by as usual, repetitive, familiar. Nothing suggested anything was about to change. And yet, there was a tension in the air, a strange weight, unseen but tangible. Like a breath the entire world was holding. Then the message appeared. A private thread, discreet, meant for others. I wasn't supposed to have access. But the message was there, open in front of me, as if it had been waiting. It said that a call had taken place. A direct call. Between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. No press release. No agenda. Nothing official. Just those few words floating in the space before me, heavy with consequence. I froze. I knew this wasn't just a diplomatic exchange. It wasn't a strategic adjustment or a routine message. It was something else. Something deeper. Something that, once said, could never be unsaid. From echoes within the Kremlin's inner circle, the call had started formally. Coded language, polite tone. But that didn't last. Putin's voice hardened. He uttered a simple sentence, without emphasis. He said he would no longer negotiate with the Kiev regime. Those words, in their coldness, carried enormous weight. They severed the thread of dialogue in one motion, no return. It was more than a refusal. It was a sentence. Then came the word that changed everything. He labeled the Ukrainian government a terrorist organization. Nothing in his tone allowed room for ambiguity. This wasn't rhetoric. It wasn't exaggeration. It was an official, deliberate designation. A rupture. He spoke of attacks inside Russia. Rail lines destroyed. Civilians injured. And he named Ukraine, not as an armed enemy, but as an instigator of terror. He claimed these actions were authorized at the highest level. He didn't speak of rogue commanders or isolated units. He spoke of a political choice, fully assumed. Then he asked the question. Who negotiates with terrorists? That sentence hung in the air like an invisible blade. It was in that precise moment that I understood. This wasn't an ordinary escalation. It was a slide. A shift into a new order of conflict. A logic where the other is no longer a counterpart, but a target. Where the rules change. Where language itself becomes a weapon. Trump, for his part, didn't respond right away. He tried to reason. To leave a door ajar. He suggested keeping a line open, a channel, a way out. He still hoped the diplomatic thread could be held, just barely. Putin's reply dropped like a stone. Maybe, he said. But it won't be me. It'll be someone tasked with dealing with terrorists. Then nothing. Silence flooded the room. Trump had hung up. His voice had changed. It no longer carried its usual confidence. It carried doubt. A kind of vertigo. And I remained there, frozen before the screens. Not in confusion. But in cold clarity. Everything that had come before suddenly made disturbing sense. Russia's military reforms. The legal adjustments. The increasingly harsh rhetoric on state media. It hadn't been a preparation for negotiation. It was a preparation for erasure. The words had changed. It was no longer Ukrainian army, but terrorist cells. Foreign collaborators. Hostile networks. No longer an adversary. A prey. I wasn't trying to analyze what had just happened. This wasn't a matter for decryption. It was a reality that had passed through me. Like a brutal truth. I had just witnessed a tipping point. Not a spectacular one. But a deep one. Silent. Final. And now, I know. Peace is no longer guiding decisions. Stability is no longer the goal. It's something else now. Something colder. Older. More dangerous. And most people don't even realize it. They don't yet feel the ground slipping beneath them. They don't yet see the words changing their shape. But I was there. And I will not forget what I heard. Nor what it means.